This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. A Canadian man rollerbladed 6,200 miles across the country to raise awareness of bee conservation, and in doing so, ended up breaking a Guinness World Record. His name is Zach Chaboter, and here he is. Here's Mr. Chaboter telling you all about it.
I'm rollerblading from coast to coast, all the way across Canada, baby. Why, you ask? For the bees, baby. Without them, we couldn't eat all the foods we like to eat, and we couldn't live the life that we like to live. Not only do they pollinate 1 in every 3 bites of food that we eat, but they're a huge part of the global economy. Once again, for the bees, baby.
For the bees.
It just proves that the BC bud is some of the best bud out there.
Yeah.
He's a Whistler guy, apparently.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what part of Canada is this dude from? Of course, British Columbia.
Yeah.
You know what it is? He saw that video of the girl who made friends with the bumblebee the other day that we talked about. And he's just like, got to save the bees, because if the bees are that cool.
Also watched My Girl and realized, maybe I need to be cooler to the bees.
True.
Wow.
I don't even know what we're doing to hurt the bees. That's the thing. I definitely want to. He's right. We need bees in order to, keep our lives going. I just don't know what we're doing to hurt them. Like, is it me individually, or what's happening? Anybody know?
Some people I know in the vegan world, they won't mess with that honey sometimes because bees were kind of, quote unquote, forced to make the honey. So they were put in a situation where they weren't doing what they're supposed. I know they pollinate and they do all that kind of stuff, but when you're getting all of them to do it on your own time, I guess there's something about that's not right. I don't know. I'm not vegan, but
they don't I've had a few friends explain this to me, and the way they explained it was that they don't want to do anything that profits off animals' labor, even if it's something they do naturally. So they won't wear wool, even though it's just being sheared. It's not. You're not being hurt. Your animal's not being hurt. They just don't want any animal products.
I don't know.
So wait, is that why he's going? Because we're making the bees work? Is that why he's rollerblading?
Bees are dying because of pesticides, drought, habitat destruction.
Oh, there we go.
That was pollution.
Newspaper rolls smacking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You only do that with the yellow jackets, not bees.
So if all those things are true, what you're saying, it feels like then, the way we stop that stuff has probably already been talked about, and people don't want to do stuff to stop that.
Or do you think he had a bet with his buddies and he's like, I'll cross country rollerblade, and they're like, well, what should we do it for? And he just thought it'd be funny to say he's doing it for bee conservation. He really doesn't even know.
Oh, yeah.
He got really stoned and came up with an idea.
Yeah, he had a couple of good talking points, but I suppose if we pushed him, we probably would have seen it was all a farce.
He calls it Blading for Bees, though. He has a Facebook page. It's a nonprofit organization.
Okay.
I should click on the about. Maybe I'll learn a little bit more about why he's doing it, BJ.
Oh, well, if he's got a web page, he probably has more good information on there. I mean, again, to keep up the pretense that this was not just a dumb bet.
All it says is educating all about bees and the environment, breaking a Guinness World Record of rollerblading 9,000 kilometers.
But is there anything on there? I mean, how's he educating the environment if he's not really saying much? I mean, except, all right.
All right, now we'll go to his website. So you got to do a lot of digging to get the answer sometimes. It says people need bees. They balance our natural ecosystems, and they're a vital part of our economy. They affect us all and responsible for 1 in 3 bites of food that we eat. So doing this skating is what I'm willing to do to show people how important these incredible creatures are.
Does he tell us what we can do to stop, being mean to the bees, apparently? That's what I want to know. It's like, I get it, dude. You've convinced me, but what can I do? But it looks like, if it's pesticides, I don't use pesticides, so I guess I'm doing okay in that department.
They're just encouraging people to become climate activists.
Oh, there we go. That's the thing, because Vicky talked about temperature being a problem, the droughts and all that and that. Well, that's another conversation that people don't like to have, Steve. We'll steer clear of that conversation.
Blading for bees.
Yeah.
That's a lot of miles to rollerblade. I did 7 miles the other day, and my ankles were hurting.
Oh, so you got rollerblades again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a lot on rollers. You have to have strong ankles. I would have both my ankles wrecked in probably 5 seconds.
And strong hips.
My hips. I think your ankles would be okay because of the support of the boot.
Yeah.
But I'm still standing on you know what I mean? I don't have the whole bottom of my foot to support me. I feel, so I feel like I'd be real wobbly. Yeah. I mean, is it anything like blades on ice skating blades? Is it similar?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm a mess.
Just as far as you got this thin thing in the middle of your foot,
Oh yeah, I go down every time. Oh yeah, as far as
balance, I feel like you could balance better on rollerblades. I'm not saying that you could skate well, but you could actually, you would have a little bit more stable. You'd be more stable because you're not kind of drifting.
I agree. And then also on ice, I feel like there's a lot of divots that you could really get into with the blade as opposed to when you're rollerblading. If it's a smooth surface, you won't fall.
The worst is when I'm ice skating. If I ice skate for a couple of hours, if I'm playing hockey for a couple of hours, my feet are just wrecked. I'm just okay, got to get these skates off because if I play 2 games back to back. But the worst is when you do hit that little, because you don't see it on the ice. Right. So I'm shuffling from one side to the other while I'm playing goalie, and I hit that little a divot or some kind of crack or whatever it is in the ice, and then I'm all of a sudden tipping over, and it's just to the eyes of everybody else, it just looks like I'm drunk.
Yeah.
If you play, okay, you hit something. But if you're just watching, or if you're just casually walking by and you just see a random person just bite it, you're like, why are they letting these drunk people on the ice? And it's no, there's just sometimes little landmines that you don't expect.
But again, with your team, the Donkeys, it could be true that they really shouldn't let these drunk people on the ice.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'd say 90% of the time you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about lunch hockey, not donkey hockey.
Oh,
at lunchtime I'm not drinking and playing hockey.
Oh, all right. Well, at least you're responsible.
Right. If I'm in Spokane playing hockey, I'm definitely not sober.
So someone on Reddit went on and asked, hey, doctors, can you tell us the dumbest things that you've heard from your patients who decided to be their own doctor? And I love people that diagnose themselves and therefore don't, and think they know what's up. I love that.
No, my wife always, whenever she comes home and I seem slightly panicked about something and I tell her why, she's like, were you on WebMD? I'm like, yes. She's like, stop going on that thing. Right? I'm like, well, I have foot cancer. I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah, they know
Turns out I had a wart.
Or you stubbed your toe?
Or I had a wart.
Or a wart. Wart can look like foot cancer, especially if WebMD wants you to stay there and just keep clicking.
Dude, look up wart on the bottom of your foot, and it's going to tell you have foot cancer. And everyone's doing it.
Yeah, don't
Or
go
bump
there.
on the bottom of your foot, because I didn't know it was a wart at the time.
This guy showed up to the ER with a minor cut, and there was a red powder all over his hand. And they're like, what the hell is this? And it turned out he put paprika on his hand to stop the bleeding.
Okay, I can understand that. Kind of cauterize it or something, maybe? I don't know.
With paprika?
Well, anything powdery. I guess you just desperate times call for desperate measures.
So as a kid, I had ferrets, and we were told that if you cut its fingernails too much, it'll start bleeding. And the way to stop it is to put it in cornstarch or flour.
Oh, I heard soap. Like a bar of soap, you just kind of scrape it against there, and then that would help too.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he thought, well, I don't got any flour or any of that. I'm just going to use paprika.
Yeah, I can't imagine that's good to be put inside your skin in sensitive areas.
When you Google, does paprika stop bleeding, you get a whole bunch of web pages that look like a mommy blog saying, yeah, it can stop bleeding within 15 seconds.
Are you serious?
Yeah. From Renee's Ravishing Recipes and healthfacts.blogspot.com.
I go to that website every day.
Yeah.
I'm glad we could give it some love.
See, this is the problem. I mean, I'm assuming that the doctor thinks this is dumb. Of course, this is on Reddit, so I don't know. But when a doctor says that's a dumb thing to do, I believe then, okay, you shouldn't do it. But now you go, Rev does a search. That's why you can't trust the internet. Who do you believe?
A doctor or the wife and mother of 4 adult children and a grandmother of 6 who loves reading and studying the Bible, spirit of prophecy, and listening to sermons.
Did she graduate high school? And if she did, then I'm following her.
This does not say whether she has or not.
Oh.
Yeah. It is funny then when people put down a long list of credentials that make them look like they might be a somebody, but you realize that it's just a long list of nothing. You know, it's like, I did this and I did that and I spent time doing this. Like, yeah, but you weren't in a school doing any of this and you don't have a degree. I don't know why I should listen to you about this subject.
The internet, that's why.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the doctor, not the mom that what is she? She's really good at choir. I forget what the hell she already is good at.
Oh, yeah, she listens to sermons, man.
Oh, that's what it is. All right. This one lady called her doctor to ask if her hemorrhoid cream would still work on vacation. Now, I have to give her credit because she read it, and she's taking the instructions literally because it says you're only supposed to apply hemorrhoid cream locally.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Is this that Washington hemorrhoid cream, or do I need to go to Hawaii and get the Hawaiian hemorrhoid cream?
I got to get the Hawaiian hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah, get the good stuff, the pineapple-flavored stuff.
It's the air quality. It affects the roids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But you know what? I could see myself making that mistake, so I'm not going to throw stones at that.
Wouldn't you Google what it means before you call a doctor?
Well, what? I'm going to find out from the choir lady? What is she going to tell me? Use paprika instead of hemorrhoid cream.
I mean, I bet if you just Google what does locally mean with hemorrhoid cream, it would probably tell you or something.
You're probably right. Someone had a cut that was seriously infected, and it turned out they rubbed dirt in it. Well, they used to tell you rub dirt and take a lap. Because, they thought it would stimulate their immune response. That's not true because that rub dirt and take a lap is always a thing.
Yeah, but I never thought to do it.
No.
It's just like a dumb saying.
It's just basically get over it, move on.
Well, I think at some point somebody did rub dirt in it and take a lap. I mean, I think that was like this. Otherwise, where does that phrase come from?
Well, like if I was cutting onions and I cut my finger, I'm going to go outside, rub some dirt, and run around my house a couple times and be like, good to go.
It was basically parents back in the day not wanting to handle the kids. It's like, stop crying. Get the hell out of here. Go do something else. Leave me alone.
I feel like it's in the sports world is where that came up.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Rub dirt and take a lap. I always thought that meant that, that helped.
I mean, I always look at you're running around outside, you skin your knee or you scrape your knee, and they're like, rub some dirt on it, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's basically meaning it's nothing dangerous, nothing bad's going to happen, you're fine.
And I thought the dirt did something. I mean, it's like, why would you tell someone
that? I just thought it would make it dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't really know. Again, unless it made you even more of a man. Rub dirt in it, you baby.
Hey, how about a lot of people are texting and saying cayenne pepper works great on deep cuts. It cauterizes and does not burn. Another one's cayenne for cuts. That's what we did in catering. Slap a Band-Aid on it and a glove or two and keep cooking.
Well, now is paprika the same thing?
No.
Cayenne pepper is a different thing.
No, I think it's a completely different thing. But sometimes you don't have all the items that you need in the cupboards, and so you just go with the next best thing.
All right, paprika's close enough. I guess I'll try this. A doctor mentioned that his back was hurting, and the person he was talking to immediately diagnosed him with spine cancer. So, somebody went on, I guess somebody just basically told him, they didn't know he was a doctor, and said, oh, yeah, from your symptoms, you have spine cancer, sir. Wow. His name was probably Steve Miggs after getting his own foot cancer diagnosis.
Well, if you look hard enough, you'll find it.
Yeah, this one here, I think we need to get out there, because there are people that do this who drink their own pee. I mean, I've known that there's
I knew someone that did it for Radiohead tickets once.
Yeah. Okay, well,
he got him, so it worked.
Oh, congrats.
There's a guy in
What's up, Marcus?
There's a guy in Albuquerque that used to do a public access show where he would have a cup of it and just drink it and talk.
What's the start each episode?
Yeah, the whole episode. He would just have different cups of it, and he would talk about the health benefits of drinking your own pee.
Well, so how many episodes does he need to do of this?
Oh, a lot. He was on the air for a long time. His name's Don.
I mean, Seattle had some weird public access shows. Nothing as weird as that.
No,
we even had the guy that was convinced that the Kurt Cobain was murdered guy and then got his Kring. They did some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
the Bong Hit Championships guy or the Satanist vocal coach. Ooh, that guy was awesome. None of them were drinking their own urine, though.
Yeah. Well,
it turns out it may not be a good idea. This woman was drinking it. The only thing she would drink was her own pee. She ended up in the hospital with a lot of kidney issues.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Well, I never worried about the effects of drinking my own urine because I never planned on drinking my own urine. So it was like one of those things where I'm like, I don't need the information on why it's bad because I'll never do it.
Yeah.
But
there were people out there saying, no, you should do it. That's why I'm glad to see that somebody finally said, no, don't do that.
It makes sense because you're basically expelling all the stuff your body doesn't want or need. So why would you put that back in your body? It'd be like you throwing away something and then being like, I'm going to bring it back into my house.
It's called recycling. We encourage that.
Come on.
Yeah, but there's some things that aren't recyclable, like your pee.
This last one is insane. I cannot believe that somebody really, you talk about me feeling dumb about the locally. There was a baby that had a really bad diaper rash. And that's because the mom had been pouring water into new diapers before putting them on the kid. So basically the diaper was all wet and the kid had it against their skin.
Why would you even do something like that?
And the reason is just nuts. She thought that's what you were supposed to do because diaper ads are always showing people pouring liquids in them, which of course is to show you how absorbent they are, but not that's what you should do with them. And she thought that was what you're supposed to do with them.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for that kid. They're going to have a stupid parent for the rest of their life.
Well, yeah. I think I got to watch that kid because obviously they're going to have the same brain power. So,
What if that kid becomes a genius because they just don't want to be like their mom?
Yeah, I hope so because mom doesn't seem to have... Oh, wow. But, I can sit there and throw stones, but I guess if that's what you see on TV and then all of a sudden you probably, okay, I guess we're supposed to water these down before we put them on. I guess. I don't know.
I mean, there's no part of it. I don't understand how someone's brain would even jump to that conclusion.
Well, that's because you're not a moron, sir.
Thanks, PJ. I appreciate that.
Yeah. How about this? We have a man that died because he used glue on his junk.
He should submit this to Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's not alive.
No, he's dead, yeah. I'll tell you what happened at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
And,
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom, come watch us.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. This is a 25-year-old guy in India. He's dead. Uh-oh. Whoa. Yeah, he died because he didn't have a condom, which you'd think, well, why would that kill you? Well, it's because of what he decided to do because he didn't have a condom. He said, well, I don't have a condom, so how about I try using this industrial-strength epoxy as protection instead? Yeah, he decided to glue. He wanted to glue his manhood shut. Basically. Yeah, that way. I mean, you know what?
For the sexes.
That you could have sex and know that, hey, I won't get you pregnant if everything is just sealed off. You know, hey.
Why?
Well, now you might think, really, what would make someone think like this? He was also using this epoxy. They were sniffing it. He and his girlfriend, they were sniffing it to get high as well. So
we should have led with that. Okay. Now that all makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, he died at the hospital of multiple organ failure. We don't know if the glue seeped into his bloodstream or what caused him to die. Too much glue to the brain. Yeah. Yeah,
I would never think, I should put some glue on that.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're not high on glue.
Yeah, I guess.
You got to try it to see if you come up with these wonderful ideas.
Man.
Please don't.
My weekend's planned now, guys.
I am telling you, every bad idea seems to be because somebody's high or drunk. Okay. There aren't too many sober ideas where you go, wow, I died from that.
Now, last time we had a story about someone using glue in the wrong ways was the woman who used the glue on her hair. And
the Gorilla Glue.
The Gorilla Glue. And then I think we joked about, well, now there's going to be a warning label saying do not put this in your hair. Do you think that whatever company that made this epoxy is going to have to say, hey, please do not use this on your junk? I mean, they probably say do not sniff it.
Yeah, that probably is what they would have on there, too. Yeah, but you got to put it on there, Steve. It happened. You got to warn the people now.
Because I mean, one of the worst things whenever I'm working with kind of Gorilla Glue or Crazy Glue, and then all of a sudden you touch it and you're like, son of a gun. Even if you're not stuck to something, now you're just going to have that
raspy,
hard part of your skin.
Mm-hmm. Pardon me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Acetone gets that off, by the way.
Oh, acetone. What is that? Is that a fancy word for something?
Nail polish remover.
Thank you. All right, there we go.
I don't have it.
I knew there was...
I
know I've heard acetone before, but I wasn't sure if you were talking about somebody's butt being toned or if, in fact, it meant something.
Isn't that the whole thing in American Pie 2 when he glues himself to himself and then he's trying to get the paint thinner?
Oh, my gosh. I don't remember.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't remember anything from American Pie 2. I know it's a classic.
It is a classic.
Well, you remember one thing from American Pie.
American Pie 2?
Oh, 2. Oh, yeah, I don't remember anything from that at all.
That's what I mean. Yeah, of course I remember a few things from the first American Pie. That had lots of memorable moments. American Pie 2 really doesn't stick with me.
One of the American Pies,
intended.
One of the American Pies, Stifler banged somebody's mom. I just remember he got the revenge.
I think that was American Wedding.
That was American Reunion.
How many American things are there?
1 million.
Wow.
And those are the ones with the original cast, though, only 4. I'm an American Pie fan.
I feel like there's 6 or 7.
But and there's the ones without that. They have Eugene Levy and stuff.
Yeah, I think I've watched all of them.
Yeah, they're all amazing.
They're all okay.
Amazing's the wrong word to use.
I would use that term
brilliant.
They are all movies.
Brilliant is definitely the wrong word to use.
They are all watchable.
There we go. And even that, I would argue with some of them, but okay.
So, somebody said when I lived in South Carolina, a woman found out that her husband was cheating on her. She waited until he fell asleep and then superglued his unit to his leg.
Whoa.
Oh, my gosh.
Oof.
Yeah. Well,
that would be the weirdest thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Just sometimes you wake up, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you got to go number 1, and all of a sudden you're like, why is my thing stuck to my leg?
Yeah, that's a beating, as it were. Yeah, I think that relationship's over. I mean, at that point, I'm definitely leaving. It's like, you know what? I was already cheating on you. Now, of course, I need to end this. I probably, I should have been smarter and just ended it and before I cheated. But, now I know I'm ending it.
But first, can you take me to the ER, please?
Yeah, that's going to have to. Or get some acetone. I suppose that works.
I don't know, man, how that would feel on your...
Yeah, I don't want to put nail polish
on your mule.
You know what? It's desperate times.
And it seems very desperate at that point.
Yeah, I mean,
it is a desperate time.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to have to,
go to the hospital at that point.
Yeah.
Don't even risk it.
Nope. Damn. Okay. Oh, that story. Someone over at therap.com, do I know The Wrap? I think I do. Well, it's a great site. They ranked all 61 Marvel movies. Now, these are the ones that are both made by Fox and Sony. They're included as well.
Yeah, I know it's not number 1, but you got to tell me that at least making the top 10 of the best movies is Daredevil.
Well, they also have the worst movies they've released. So yes, Steve, congratulations. They made the top 10 worst movies.
Oh,
yeah. Daredevil did make it. So did Daredevil's girlfriend Elektra made it too.
Okay, I don't roll with that one, but how deep on the top 10 is it? and the worst movies.
Daredevil's at number 6 is not the worst. I mean, we Fantastic Four fans know that there's a worse movie out there than Daredevil.
There's 3 of them.
That makes me happy knowing there's 5 worse movies in the Marvel Universe than Daredevil.
Yeah, I didn't hate the first Fantastic Four the way other people did, but it did make the first Fantastic Four movie was at number 7. That's the one with Jessica Alba, and then the worst movie. This is unbelievable because I would argue that Fantastic Four's 2015 movie by Josh Trank would be the worst, but no. They said that the worst Fantastic Four movie was the Silver Surfer one, which was bad.
I didn't hate that one. I disliked the last one that you talked about. I would put that one at number 1.
Yeah. This one was so bad, though, they turned Galactus into a giant fart cloud. Like, there's nothing menacing about a planet-eating dude who's been across, multiple years of, comic books turning into a fart cloud.
I would rather one fart cloud character than have the whole movie be a fart cloud, which is what the Fantastic Four, the 2015 version was. That movie was god-awful.
It's really tough to argue both of these because they both suck. Okay, they both aren't good.
All right, I'm again assuming it's not the number 1 best Marvel film, but I feel like it deserves to be in the top 10, and that's Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher.
Wow, it didn't make either one. How about that? Dolph Lundgren did not make it.
I honestly thought it was making the worst. I just thought for sure.
You know what? My mistake. There it is at number 8. I totally missed it. There you go. Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher at number 8.
Is it the Dolph Lundgren one or the other one, though? The Thomas Jane one.
Thomas Jane came out in, 2004, right?
Oh, you know what?
Lundgren came out when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the Thomas Jane one they're talking about.
It is the Thomas Jane one?
Yes, the 2004
wow.
one.
Come on. This website sucks my,
I thought Thomas Jane's Punisher was okay.
I watched...
I was thinking something, not the front thing.
The Thomas Jane's Punisher, I don't think they just had a really big budget, so it wasn't as good as I think they were hoping it would be.
That was a badass film.
But I loved it. I was 14, but I loved it.
Well, apparently Dolph Lundgren's is better, according to this.
Slightly better. It made it at number 51 on the list overall, so number 11 on the worst.
Yeah, there you go.
So, Steve, it's still not good.
Didn't make the top 10, though. Wow. I'm actually surprised that they made, in all seriousness, I like the Dolph Lundgren one, but it's also nostalgic, and I love Dolph Lundgren, and I was a huge Punisher fan, so honestly, it was probably like the Spider-Man, the 70s movie for you. You're just so happy that they made a movie about maybe your favorite comic book character that you didn't care if it was a pile of crap.
I'm wondering if there's just not enough people who saw it to really form an opinion.
Well, we should all watch it together sometime. We could rent out a theater and watch the Dolph Lundgren's The Punisher.
You know what? We can watch Thomas Jane's after.
I'm in for it.
Yeah, I'll let you guys do that.
We'll provide snacks.
Yeah.
Yes, snacks.
You're going to have to provide me with glue in order to
Have you ever seen it?
No, I have never seen it.
How can you judge
It's not
it?
fair. It's not a fair thing to say.
Because Dolph Lundgren
is great. He's a national treasure, dude.
Can we do
He was He-Man, he was Drago, and the Punisher.
Can we do a double feature of Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher and then also have the David Hasselhoff as Nick Fury? Because that would be amazing, and I'd be absolutely down for it.
Yeah, you guys can do that. I after watching the Netflix Punisher series with the Punishaner, I can't watch another Punisher. That was such a good show.
Can we also watch Dolph Lundgren in Masters of the Universe?
Yes. You can do whatever you want. Watch whatever you want,
I love
sir.
that movie, too.
And,
that was a great film.
It really, really is.
I did not see that, so I can't comment.
So you should watch it, man.
Yeah, again,
it's considered a classic cult film.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really right now, I'm into Reservation Dogs, great show on Hulu, so I'm going to be watching that, okay? Hope you don't mind.
All right, man, if you want to watch something that no one else likes, that's cool, but I'm telling
you. Well, nobody else knows about Reservation Dogs because it recently just started, but it is a damn good show. Taika Waititi's a co-producer. So,
does it have Courtney Cox in it? No.
No, it does not have Courtney Cox in it. You're absolutely right. No. Yeah.
Damn straight it does.
Yeah, I bet it. Yeah, that's great. Well, we are talking about the top Marvel movies, and Masters of the Universe, not a Marvel product. So, hey, we'll tell you. What do you think? Well, so, what's your favorite Marvel movie? We'll see if it's in the top 10. And I'm not going to ask Steve because he doesn't even remember the Marvel.
I told you it's Daredevil.
Yeah, and it wasn't great.
No, don't listen to Steve.
You know what?
Oh, it's horrible. Oh. I mean, really, compared to this, especially compared to what they've done now.
The first Iron Man, I'd say that's the best Marvel movie I've ever seen.
Oh, well, you know what? I mean, that's not a horrible pick. But as I'm looking at the first Iron Man did not make the the top 10.
Right in the middle of the pack, number 28.
Wow, that is amazing to me. They put Iron Man 3 higher than Iron Man?
Iron Man 3 was not great either, though.
I can't remember which one's which, but I like them all.
Iron Man 3 was okay. Iron Man 3 was okay. It wasn't like Iron Man 2, which was tough to watch, even though Sam Rockwell was in it, and I love Sam Rockwell.
But Iron Man 3 should not be number 9, and Iron Man 1 is not even on the top 10.
Yeah, this is bizarre that Iron Man 3 gets so much love. I am shocked at that. There is so many other movies, but all right, you can say what didn't make the list. And
the last two Avengers movies.
The last two Avengers movies.
So Endgame and Infinity War?
Yeah. Here's the problem. I've said it before. Endgame, if you're really going to judge the Marvel movies, is not one of the top 10 Marvel movies. But Infinity War was. Infinity War was great. And Endgame, it was an homage and a love affair and way longer than it should have been. And, it was definitely it was an homage to fans. But is it the best Marvel movie? I don't think so. No. Or even in the top 10.
No,
it's better than Iron Man 3, I think.
I think you'd find that some people would agree with that. I'd have to see Iron Man 3 again to wonder. I mean, what am I missing with Iron Man 3? I've only seen it once.
What about the first X-Men movie?
The very first
I will
one.
tell you
I don't know what it's called.
Was it the one that came out in 2000?
Whatever the first one was with the guys.
Oh, so the first one you ever saw with Patrick Stewart as the old Professor X? Yeah. You know what? That was I for the time I thought that was really a good movie. Didn't make the top 10. As a matter of fact, as I'm looking at all these,
you don't want to know where it's at.
Yeah, where's it at?
They suck.
Number 48.
Ooh, it's close to being the bottom 10.
Just because it began the current wave of the superhero movies, they just basically, it's kind of cheapy and it showed.
Yeah, but it still entertained me. I thought there was a lot of good stuff.
They called it Too Timid.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
there's only one non-MCU movie in this list. Actually, only one non-MCU. In other words, like a Sony or Fox production. There's only one on the list that made the top 10. And I don't know if you're going to get it.
I won't. I don't even know the difference, to be honest.
Number 2 is going to be surprising to everybody. And I guess this also isn't really an MCU movie. I don't think it was. Number 2 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the animated movie.
That's an amazing movie.
Yeah. So would you put that as the number 2 Marvel movie ever?
I'd put it in top 5.
Yeah,
I don't know. Good?
It's really, really good. The animation style is fantastic. The voice acting is superb, and just the way they go crazy with all of the characters and how they turn them on their heads, it's perfect.
Oh, maybe I'll have to try and watch it.
Dude, you should. It's Spider Noir.
Don't, Steve. Don't.
Why?
Because I know you. You know what? Remember, I tried to save you. Remember, I tried to save you from the movie. What was that show they wanted you to watch? And I knew
Masters of the Universe. Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it.
You watched one episode. And
no, I only watched 10 minutes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
But he enjoyed it.
But I enjoyed it.
Has he gone back to it?
I don't have time.
Yeah, he doesn't have time.
And you have time to watch a Spider-Man cartoon movie?
No.
Okay, good. All right, you're going to watch 10 minutes of it.
There might be a day where my wife goes and does something with Tatum, and I have a few hours to kill.
You'll probably watch all the wrestling videos that you have on your DVR.
Good point. Never mind.
I was say, if I remember correctly, the soundtrack was pretty legit, too. It was all around a really good movie, so I think it does deserve being in the top 10.
I might be able to.
Number 2, though.
I might be able to twist my wife's arm and watch it as one of our movie night movies.
Oh God, I can't wait for this. She's going to look at you like you're crazy.
Nah, I bet so. I bet
you think his wife. How do you guys not know the two of them?
She's going to oh my God, this is my favorite movie ever. But I feel like she'll be like, okay, I can tolerate this. I'm not going to tell him to turn it off.
You guys do not know his wife. She is going to fall asleep or go do something else.
Well, confirmed. She will fall asleep, but then I get to finish it.
Yeah,
she usually falls asleep to most movies anyways. She's an early to bed person like me.
You know what? How about you try to find movies that somebody might like his wife would go, wow, that was really good. She liked Money Heist, didn't she, Steve?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Yeah, she stayed awake for that.
Yeah, but there's lots of shows that we like that it just takes multiple watches just because of having a young baby or now toddler keeps you up sometimes. You get tired by the end of the night.
I don't think
like
Vicky
Wonder Woman 84, we both loved.
Did you both really love it? Her too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sucker PJ.
That's what's up,
Rev,
PJ.
you were very high when you watched that movie, and I dare you to watch that movie sober.
I'll watch it as many times as I want in whatever state of inebriation I want to watch it, and I'll still love it every single time.
Yeah, you won't love it sober. You'll actually be sad and be like, I wish I never watched this sober.
Hey, she can lasso lightning, so anything beyond that, I'm in for.
Texas said, hey, what about Logan? Best X-Men universe movie.
Number 3.
It is a good one.
And boy, that's why I think that I would put that higher than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I think Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, when I take a look at these movies, though I will say number 5 is going to piss a lot of people off. And I don't know. I mean, it was good, but is it number 5? Wow. Number 5, the latest, Black Widow. It's got to be COVID related, where people are just so happy to see a movie again. It's a good movie, but is it the 5th best Marvel movie ever?
For some people.
I get that, Vicky, but I'm just saying, in general, would we think that the general population would say that?
I feel like because it's not a superhero movie. It feels more like a spy movie in a sense, or even like the first Captain America movie. So if people aren't really into the comic book storyline, I feel like they might like it better.
I actually think it's a better Fantastic Four movie than any other Fantastic Four movies.
What is it, Black Widow?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So of course, Black Panther comes in at number 4, and then you got the Infinity War at number 6. Captain America: Civil War came in at number 7. Okay. You guys, I'm surprised, Steve. This is a movie that number 1 is a movie you love to say, Steve. You probably
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
There
you go.
That's why it's number 1 in Steve's heart.
Although I like the one before it better.
I think Civil War is better than Winter Soldier.
Is Civil War before Winter Soldier? No.
Yeah, that's why I'm so surprised it's number 1. Do you guys think that Winter Soldier deserves to be number 1 over Civil War?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Civil War wasn't really a civil war. It was kind of like a get-together. Like, there was 4 people on each side. Like, it's not really a big civil war if you don't actually have a war.
Okay. But
what was the one before the Winter Soldier?
Captain America, the First Avenger?
Yeah, that's the best.
Oh, really? The one where you first saw Cap?
Yep.
I like that, too. Yeah, I like that. I think number 8 should be higher. Thor Ragnarok, I think, should be much higher on the list. It's a good movie.
It is a really good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's...
on it.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Just haven't gotten around to watching it again.
Okay. Number 9 is Iron Man 3, which we still can't believe that's the Iron Man that made the top 10.
So a lot of people are texting about Deadpool.
Ooh, wow.
How is that not in the top 10?
That's a really good question. I wouldn't argue with Deadpool 1 being in the top 10.
The first one is number 20. And the second one is number 14, which I personally like 14 better because it's got my favorite good guy of all time in Cable.
Yeah, I felt it was weaker out of the two of them, only because of the origin story. But they're both good movies. So I wouldn't argue either way on that, Rev. I could go either way on to those two in the order.
Yeah, they're just super fun and irreverent. I love them.
Number 10, Spider-Man 2. This is the one with Doc Ock.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, I like Spider-Man, but I don't know if it deserves to be in the top 10. Spider-Man 2. Don't know.
That's the one with Doc Ock, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said Spider-Man 2 with Doc Ock.
That's what I like that one.
Yeah, but I don't like it because it's the one with Doc Ock.
Wait, is that the one with Doc Ock in it?
I think that's the one. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
The 1989 movie Little Monster starred which America's Got Talent judge?
Oh, Germ guy. Howie Mandel.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is
Harry.
Good old Harry Mandel.
It's his brother.
Yeah.
He licks walls. Don't really care about germs.
You want a shot at BDC? You got a 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.